How's it going, guys? We are getting a new update for another Eden, the Chance Encounter with Azami version 1.1.5 this week, and I'm excited to go over the patch and the fight breakdown for the encounter. Without further ado, let's get going. So what's new in this patch? Well, we're getting brand new characters added to the dreams, which are Laclair and Zamora. And of course, you can also have the chance to fight and obtain the new unit Azami, who is extremely powerful as a single target wind-based attacker. Let's just break down some of the new units available in this patch. So first up, let's talk about Zamora. He comes in rarities of 3 to 4 stars, uses a hammer, his fire attribute, type is light, and his role is mainly physical. He does have some healing spells too. And his Valor Chant at max level does 15% physical resistance debuff to all the enemies for 1 turn. And you can obtain his Mercenary book through Moonlight Forest, Man-Eating Marsh, and the Rift Breaker on hard difficulty. The next unit, Laclair, is a 4 to 5 star character. She's a bow user with a water attribute, type is light, and she's mainly a physical, single target damage dealer. She does have a few multi-hit abilities, but they usually don't do too much. More importantly, she's really good at debuffing the enemy while using her attacks. And her Valor Chant at max level is 20% physical strength and resistance down to all enemies, which is really powerful. And you can get her Minstrel book through Very Hard Nadera Volcano. And last but not least, Azami. You obtain her as a 4-star unit when you beat her on her encounters, and you can upgrade her to 5 stars. She uses a katana, is a wind attribute, type is light, and her role is physical single target DPS. And her Valor Chant reduces all enemies' intellect by 25% for 1 turn. And you can obtain her book, the Amaterasu Tome, through Very Hard Moonlight Forest. Now, where to encounter Azami? You can encounter her at the top right part of the Serena Coast map during modern day period, and you must beat the main story past chapter 19. The Azami fight breakdown. Challenge Azami 5 different times, once every 6 hours, and every time you encounter her again, her level will increase and the difficulty will go up as well. So the first encounter, she's level 40, her weakness is fire and water, and she's resistant to wind attacks. Second time you battle, she's 50, everything's the same as level 40, with the addition that she's resistant to slash attacks. Third time, level 60, added on to earth resistant for her. Fourth time, level 70, she's now resistant to blunt. And the 5th time you fight her, at level 80, she is resistant to pierce. Her full attack pattern is realized at the 4th battle, which is her level 70. Her turn 1, she does a full party intellect debuff. So you want to make sure that your magic dealers and your healers are in the subgroup, or else they will be drastically affected by her debuff. Her turn 2 is a single wind slash attack with a wind resistance debuff on her single target. Her turn 3 is a single target wind slash, and her turn 4 is a single target non-elemental slash that also stuns the target. Finally, her 5th turn is a single wind-based attack that she hits for 3 times, and afterwards it's a repeat of the pattern. So try to memorize her pattern and play around this pattern of attack to fully maximize your chances of beating Azami. Now here's some tips that I would recommend. Like I said before, avoid having mages and healers on turn 1 and 5, because remember, healing output is affected by intellect. Juggle buffs and debuffs properly. This means, physical attacks, debuff on Azami whenever you can, and buff up your party's physical resistance. This also includes, utilizing characters' Valor Chants effectively. And then having units that have provoke abilities such as Annabelle, Nomar, and Sora can prevent Azami from targeting key members from receiving a fatal blow. Multiple hit abilities that are usually large or XL to help charge up your another force and to have its uptime during the fight helps a lot. And don't forget about your badges. If you have tanks up, give them some endurance. Speed is great for 5-star units, but I do believe 4-star Azami can still outspeed 4-star units, so don't put speed on 4 stars necessarily. I could be wrong, but anyways. Next up is effective units for Azami encounter. 5-star units are going to make this fight easier for obvious reasons. They provide more stats and have more HP to withstand her attacks and to do more damage overall. If you have Annabelle, that's great. She can provoke and is water-based, so it's one of Azami's weaknesses. Mario provides great heals. She has a really high neutral attack damage, and she provides protection buffs for your party. Then you have Mighty, who has high water magic damage. Just make sure he avoids getting debuffed. Xion for his high single target physical attacks. Lokido can be used mostly for his Valor Chant, since it reduces the power and physical resistance of the enemy, and since he's 5-star, he can usually outspeed Azami's attacks. And Laclair, the new unit, has many strength reducing skills with her attacks, and she has a single target triple XL water physical attack. So she's perfect against the encounter for Azami. Some 4-star unit recommendations. Aldo's Valor Chant can buff the party in physical tolerance. Akane has double large attacks to push another force, and her voice chant can buff the party's physical tolerance. Next up we have Bavette. She can buff party's physical tolerance and give regeneration, and has a physical resistance debuff for the enemy. Cyrus is great since he has double large water attack to push another force, and his Valor Chant can reduce the power and physical tolerance of Azami. Seo and Miranda both have access to power debuff spells. Nike and Nero can reduce the enemy's water resistance. Nike in particular has a double large water slash, and Nero can offer a 3-turn physical resistance buff for the party, and his Valor Chant can reduce the enemy's physical resistance, giving more damage. No More offers a party-wide physical resistance buff, can taunt, and his Valor Chant increases the speed and physical resistance. And Sora can taunt and reduce physical incoming damage by 70% to herself, making her the alternative if you don't have Annabelle, because Sora can survive Azami's attacks. Rufus has a large fire attack, and his Valor Chant buffs the speed and physical resistance to the party. Anyways, with that said, what's to expect next in Another Eden 1.2? We're going to have a IDA School Gaiden, which is similar to the 2 Nights and the Holy Sword event. There's going to be new units obtainable through the Dreams, and a new unit obtainable through the Gaiden. So please be excited for what's coming in this patch and the next. There's plenty of content, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time in Another Eden. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.